learn. So what we are finding is we are finding the mean absolute deviation. And I was recording for about 10 minutes before I realized the microphone wasn't on. Make it fancy looking. And when the microphone wasn't on, here's what we did. We found the mean of that recorded speeds. Students right now are getting the rest of these done. So we found that it was 40 miles per hour. Then we had to find out how far each data value is from the mean, because this is how we're going to eventually find the mean absolute deviation. So after we found the average, or the mean, we brought those down, and we're going to see how far is that mean from each data set. So we're going to find the difference of the high number and the low number. For the 35 miles per hour, we found that the 35 is 5 from it. 40, as everyone just found out, is 2 away from it. This one here, we had a 41, which is going to be higher than our average, so we have to subtract our average, our mean, from that number, which is just going to be 1. Then we have 40 minus 35 again, which is 5. We have 40 minus 36, which is going to be 4. Then we have 55 minus 40, which is 15. Now, our next step that we're going to do here is we need to find out the average mean distance of all the values are from the mean. So we're going to find then the average of those numbers. So we're going to do what? How are we going to find the average of those numbers? Yes? Beautiful. We're going to add those numbers up and divide them by 6. 5 plus 2 plus 1 plus 5 plus 4 plus 15. And we're going to get 32. Then we're going to divide that by 6, as Maddie just said. We're going to get a fraction on this, so don't be scared off, but you're fully capable. Then as soon as I get the same digit again, I know that that's going to be repeating. Or if I want to represent that as a fraction, I could just say 5 1/3. So I found out that the average mean distance of all data values that are from the mean is going to be 5 1/3 miles per hour. Five 1/3 miles per hour. Interesting. There we go. So I want you to write down this definition. The mean absolute deviation is the average distance between each data value and the mean. It's on the board. Yep. But I will say it again. The average distance between each data value and the mean. And then after you have that definition, you can, let's see here. I want you to write these 3, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be underneath it. So the way that you're going to have it laid out is going to be, you have the definition of the mean absolute deviation, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3 with those steps written out. That way, when you're doing your homework, there's only 3 questions, but when you're doing your homework, you can look back at those notes, because that's what is expected of you with math now, okay? Especially next year. When you're doing your homework, you're supposed to have your notes out next to it so you can look and see, okay, here's what I did here. How can I apply that to what I'm doing now? Question, Mr. Sparrow? This is going to be what's on the homework. Nah. Yes, you have homework tonight. So the 3 are find the mean, find the distance. You know, you can say difference rather than distance. Go ahead and erase that word distance, because distance is going to be, that could be a little confusing. So it might even be better to just say difference. Because with the difference, that's the answer to a subtraction problem, right? Yeah. Because distances isn't wrong, but rather than thinking of distance as being integers, some of you might think distance as being like miles or feet or meters, inches, centimeters, light years. Okay. One thing's for certain, we're not fast writers. That's all right, you guys. I don't think you have had very much practice of taking notes like this. In my Spanish class, my 6th graders took lots of notes. Sorry, what? Good. Yes, sir. No, that was, yeah, I remember that wasn't, it's not mandatory. I just did in my class. So I was trying to teach also good note-taking skills. Okay, good. So we have that done. All right. So we are going to find out the mean absolute deviation of the Lakeside Panthers. And in order to do that, the first thing we have to do is we have to find the mean. So in order to find the mean, we have to add up these number of points together and divide by how many data sets there are. So we go 44 plus 38 plus 54 plus 48 plus 26 plus 36. So we have 70, 82, 90 plus 12 is 102, 50 plus 12 is 62, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 246 divided by 6. That's 41. You can add them all up. I just was doing, well, I did add them all up. I just did the first one in my head. Ah, yep. Make sure you're paying attention to the question that's being asked. So we're done with the first step. Now we have to find the distance or the difference of each data point is from the mean. So does everybody have those calculations done, finding 41, please? Does anybody not have that found? Okay. So let's find the differences. We have our data sets are 44. Why am I singing all the numbers? 54, 48, 26, 36. So I wrote those numbers out. Now what do I do? What do the instructions tell me to do again for MAD? Look in your notes. What do I do now? Okay, I have to subtract from, I have to find the difference from that, from the average. And our mean is 41, so. Good. So you should have this written down as well. Is that more visible on my computer? Okay, yeah, it is. Just making sure you can see it from the YouTubes. That'd be 16, 15, 36, 15. I would recommend you lay it out the same way I am so you can actually see what you're doing when you do this tonight. We're going to go orange. So what's my next step? I found the differences or the distance from the mean to our data sets. Now what are we going to do? What's our next step, M&M?
We're going to add them all up and then divide it by.
Good. So we're going to add all those up and divide by how many. So it's like we're finding the average. We're finding the average of the differences. So we're finding the mean of the differences.
49.
So 27 plus 19. I'll lay it out so you guys can see it. Oops. You said 49. The way that you could do that in your head is this. You just take 1 from 27 and give it to 19. So it's 20 plus 26. 20 plus 26. So we found the mean of the distances. We didn't find the mean of the distances yet because we needed to use that number and divide by how many data sets we have. So we do 6 divided by 46, which is going to be, nope, not 5, 7. 7, which is 42. 4. Then it's bring down the 0. 40 is going to be 6. 6 times 6 is 36. There's another 4, so we know that it's going to be 6. So it's going to be 7 and 2/3. 7 and 2/3 points. So there's 3 steps. 1, find the mean. We need to find the mean. Then from there, we need to find the differences. Then we take the differences and find the mean of those differences. And that's going to be our MAD, mean absolute deviation. All right. I want you to do the mean absolute deviation of the Jefferson Starship, Eagles. Okay? You do the Jefferson Eagles on your own. And YouTube, you can pop forward in 5 minutes. So we're going to see if they're on the right track in 5 minutes. So there's going to be boring silence for 5 minutes for the people viewing this at home, since there's like a third of the class that's out today. So, what? No, you're doing it right now. Find the Jefferson Eagles mean absolute deviation of their points. Question? Yes. Number 2 we did on the other page. So here's number 1. I'm going to do it in a different color. Here's number 1. Number 2 is right here. So here's number 2. There's number 3. Okay, 5 minutes. Yeah, you got to add all those together to make sure you have all that there. If you were to do that, you would have to have a 0, but I don't want to confuse you with that addition. All right. So let's... how much time we got left? Perfect. Perfect. So let's see here. Push that button. Push that button. Would someone mind coming up here and showing me what they did for the first part? Who do I not get to come up here too often? I don't think you've come up too often. So then, Miss Potter, you'll do number 2. Yep, do what you did. Do what you did for for the first part. Yep. Let me get that garbage out of your way. So he's listing out the Jefferson Eagles points. And you can just write down what the answers were that you got. So you don't have to do those. So you got 336. And he's going to divide that by 6. Okay, so go ahead and show 336 divided by 6, and then just write the answer on the top. Good. All right. Who did I say was going to do the second one? Yep. So you got 56 as the mean. We found the mean as being 56 because that's the first thing that we had to do. So you can just do, tell you what, why don't you just hit this eraser here, not the X, that one. Go ahead and erase this. And then here. Oh, that, nope.
Oh, wait.
Okay, well, now you got to rewrite those.
No, because okay.
So now hit this. So rewrite those data there. So 64, 62, 70, 40. Very close. Very close. We'll see where you went wrong. Yep. Very close. We'll see where you went wrong. Yes. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. So you're close, but that's not correct. So make sure we see where we went wrong on here. I'm going to tell you whether you guys got it right, and we'll see where you could have went wrong. That is way off. We'll see where you went wrong, okay? Make sure that we double check. That's what you got? Okay, that's close, but you're about 50% off, 50% away from the correct answer. Very close. That's pretty far away from the right answer. So if you didn't get the right answer, we'll see where we went wrong. Sorry. Yes, sir? Still working? Still working? Yes, make sure you point out what answer you got. That's what you got? Okay, that's a little short. It's a little short. Yep, you're forgetting a step. Look at your notes. That's why you're way off, because you're not looking at your notes. Don't just guess. Don't just guess. Is that? Okay, that's a while ago. All right. That's closer. That's not it still. So we have differences of 5, 9, 13. Did you have your mean as being? You had a different number for the mean. Right. Okay, it should be 56. That's why you're getting different numbers. Okay.
So did
All right, your steps that you're doing are right, but you had the wrong mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what you should have is, I'm going to take over for you, okay? What you should have is, that's all right, though. Did you see where you went wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. And just make sure that you guys are not getting negative numbers on here, okay? So you should have a difference of 2, 14, 8, 6, another 14, and then a 16. So it's going to be 60 divided by 6 because all those numbers added up. And the correct answer is 10 points. So those of you that did not have the right answer, which was about 2/3 of you, look and see what my abbreviated work is to see where you went wrong. If you can't find where you went wrong, I need you to raise your hand right now so we can discover, so that doesn't happen on tonight's homework. Okay?
I like number 2.
Mm-hmm.
When we subtract it. Oh.
So this step here.
How did you get 56? Yeah. 6 divided by
56 we found. Yeah, it was 6 divided by 336. That was the average score. 36. Okay? Beautiful. So, in summary, to find the mad, to find the mad, first thing, find mean of data. What's my second step in your own words? I'll write it down. Find differences, right? Find differences. Find mean of differences. Beautiful. And then it's cash money. Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, and that's it. You guys all have your homework? Somebody did not get the homework? You didn't receive it? And who else? That's it? There you go. Sorry. Yes, you may, because we have 5 minutes for you guys to get started with it. Does this work? No. Ooh, scared me.